Testing, testing. How's that now?
No, no, I'm up to my volume's up to 40. My TV is loud. I got the smart TV.
Okay,
I don't know
okay.
why. Oh, there you go. There you go, brother. There you go,
Testing.
brother. There you go.
Yo, I want to thank you. Yo, family, I just had a Jedi call and tell me that they didn't have any
Loud and clear.
sound. Sounds good?
Oh, yeah, man. You sound good. Keep talking.
All right,
Yep.
thank you, bro. Thank you. All right. So, family, what I was saying before I realized my mic was muted. We exist. All right, listen. Before we even do the invocation, we exist in a ocean of liquid light that is the ultimate power. It is so super fine we can't experience it with this skin suit. We won't feel it. It's like waves. Oh, okay. Thank you, Ultra Instinct. Thank you, Prince Mungo. Thank you. Y'all can hear. Uh, this ocean of liquid light, of unlimited, omnipotent power, miracles, is like a fishbowl full of water, but instead of a fish just swimming in it, you have planets, galaxies, nebulas from the grand expanse of countless of star systems literally float in this liquid quantum field that the ancient ones called I am. I want you to know, for you, a Jedi, for you, a serious technician, to know thyself, when you use these key words, I am, what you do is you open up a stargate into your personal chakras. You open up unlimited possibilities to whatever follows I am. I am divinely protected. I am sending protection to family, friends, and loved ones. Whatever you want to create in this dream reality, when you say I am, you literally say the highest, you do the highest invocation of your self realization that you are a master, that you're not externalizing God. You're not saying, oh, I'm just a humble servant of the Lord. I am not worthy. See the word? I am not worthy. You are worthy. Psalms 82:6. Ye are gods. So it's no longer, it doesn't serve you to shrink it down and say, oh, let me externalize my experience with Jehovah's better than me. Allah's better than me. Yahweh's better than me. Olodumare is better than me. If all of that was true, then it would make no sense for you to do the invocation, and the scriptures that you follow reveal that you haven't studied hard enough. Psalms 82:6. Ye are gods, children of the one most high. Luke 17:21. Lo and behold, the kingdom of heaven is inside of you. So remember, when you say I am, you are opening, like in the movies where they open up stargates, when they open up, look like chakra, uh, sizzling colors of light, and a portal opens up. You open up a portal when you say I am, for better or worse. So use it consciously, use it as a person with self-awareness. Say I am worthy. Yes, I am. You're going to have distractions. You're going to have people. I'm starting to see on YouTube. Just I am is just in the first chakra, and then I desire is in the higher chakra. Listen, everybody wants to distract you from realizing you are I am. People will try to find up new ways to distract you from I am. As I said to many of my traveling friends, when you get on the highway, say, I am divinely protected and I am invisible to all law enforcement. Why? Because when they begin their shift, they don't say, oh, they say, I am going to fill my quota of tickets and arrests. Oh, yes, I am. And when you say, I am invisible to all negative law enforcement, and I am in harmony with all other drivers, and I am divinely protected, your I am invocation takes precedence. All right? Your I am presence takes precedence over the affirmations that's done by forces that are less than supreme. Moving forward, I gotta call up George Love because he apparently has forgotten that he's supposed to be on the show. So let me give him a call. While we are waiting for Dr. Love, post in the comments what part of the world you are listening from. And thank you to. Come on, Doc. It's time to be on the show, man. We got people up lined up waiting on you. It's Friday.
Okay.
It's 7:12. Come in about 5 minutes because we're going to do our opening invocation. Say hi to all the family.
Hey, family.
How long is it going to be before you get there, George?
2 minutes.
All right.
I'm right here in front of the computer.
Okay. See you in a minute. All right. So, I am in me. I am in you. The listening audience now and in the future. We collectively gather today to elevate our knowledge of self-awareness of health. So in our countless streams of energy incarnations, we must embrace the grace of forgiveness. We must embrace the magic, the power of forgiveness, so that we don't have the burden within us. So we can accelerate our chakras. We can accelerate our hearts to higher velocities by saying, yes, I freely forgive all souls from my past lives. I am forgiving everybody from my past lives. And I ask everybody from my past lives, please forgive me. And most of all, I am forgiving myself from past lives. And as we turn our consciousness into the here and now, we say, yes, I am forgiving all musical staccato master musicians. I forgive everybody. Just forgive everybody now and in the future. And yes, I am everybody forgiving me. And then we say, Ashe, Aho, Donada, Wado, Amen, Amen. And we ask for the ascended masters of time and space. I am within me. I am within you. I ask in the name of love, Simeon Toko, the latest Christ born in the Congo. We thank you and invite you. Ascended Master Sheikh Amadou Bamba, we thank you and invite you. Saint Germain, gatekeeper of Mount Shasta, Northern California, we thank you and invite you. Yeshua, also known as Jesus, we thank you and invite you. Black Madonna, Mother Mary, we thank you and invite you. Archangel of Protection, we thank you and invite you to surround and protect all our family, friends, and loved ones, wherever they may be, and to be with us day and night until eternity. We thank and invite Nikolai Tesla. We thank and invite Buddha, Krishna, Lady Krishna, Sanat Kumara. We thank and invite Enoch, the Ethiopian who ascended into the heavens and became Metatron. We thank and invite Krishna. We thank and invite Nat Turner, Marcus Mosiah Garvey. We thank and invite Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We thank and invite Prophet Noble Drew Ali. We thank and invite Toussaint Overture, Dessalini. We thank and invite Chief Geronimo, Chief Osceola, Chief Crazy Horse, Chief Sitting Bull. We thank and invite the shaman warriors known and unknown, seen and unseen. Quetzalcoatl. We thank Rata. We thank Tahuti. We thank Imhotep, Ptahotep, Akhenaten. We thank and invite them to be with us on the show tonight and to be the personal coaches of all the listening audience now and in the future. And we say together, Ashe, Aho, Donada, Wado, Amen, Amen. So let it be spoken, so let it be done. Now, family, I got something I want to share with you while we're waiting on Dr. Love. I just want to get my weight. There is, you think I'm a mad scientist? A little bit, but there's another Jedi in the midst of the waters of the island of Brooklyn. And I am proud to show you there is a brother who has a fascinating in product he has developed, sacrificed over time and space, cultivated, and it's simply badass. I'm going to tell you. Uncle Hanky says this product is banging. You see that delta shape in the middle of his symbol? It reminds me of the delta shape of the heart magnets, the Enoch sun discs. And this is a food supplement that I am impressed with. And I want you to see it because I didn't have any today. And brother man's name is Alex. And I'm going to show you what happens on muscle testing brother Alex product. Now, here it is here. Here, let me show you. This is his product, okay, right here. And what I have right here next to me is a weight. I got this. It's about 10 pounds. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to angle so that you can see me do the lift in the lower left corner. Okay, I'm going to try to do a 2 or 3 finger lift, 3 fingers. This is my lift before I hold the Y powder. Now I'm going to place the powder, the Y power. I'm going to place it in my palm and read the energy. Look at the lift, family. Look at this. And now I'm going to put the powder, I'm going to put it on the table. And this is my lift. Look over here in the lower left corner. All right. Now I'm holding this in my hand again. The Y power powder. And let me adjust the camera on my laptop. Here it is here. You see that delta shape? I just noticed that. That's power. That's the same shape as water, H2O. This is the same shape of voltage, right? So what I'm seeing, what I'm experiencing, listen, I'm experiencing this powder as being like a powdery electrolyte. I don't know what to describe it, but I know it works. So I'm holding it in my palm, and now I'm going to do the lift test. Here it is again. You see that? So when I took this the first night, family, the first night I took this, I could actually feel my aura expanding. I could feel my chi field getting larger. Now I'm already got, voltage beads, battery beads on my neck. Then this was just an extra energy supplement. So I'm going to put this picture up on the not stage, but the view. And over on the right, if you decide to invest into your health, especially over the age of 25 or 21 nowadays, because the food is garbage, invest in this. And the price is reasonable. Okay? Reasonable price. Tap in. Special acknowledgement to Jedi Alex. Next, this Monday, we're going to have Brother Evan with Kafunya being interviewed on this platform this coming Monday, probably around 9 p.m. after Moorish Mondays. We're going to interview Brother Evan for his upcoming event at Nicholas bookstore. And want to acknowledge Sister Monique and the magic of having a business, Black owned business for 50 years and counting. So, salutations to Sister Monique, salutations to her family bloodline, because you want multi generational service on whatever you do. All right. Now, we're still waiting for George. I don't know what's going on with him, but wherever you're listening from, oh, we got someone listening in from Ghana, but they're in Germany. California, we're here at California. Indiana is in the house. I don't know where this is. Aleph Bet Rash. I don't know where that is. Okay, so put down what part of the world you're listening from. Let us know what part of the galaxy, the universe, you're listening from. And without further ado, I am honored. I am full of gratitude to have another Jedi genius. This baby face man here is over 25. He's over 25, y'all. How many of y'all in the audience are over 25 but feel as alive as you did at 25? Well, I'm going to adjust this camera so that you can see how vivid Dr. Love's energy is, because this show is going to be insightful. Special acknowledgement to our other big brother, Phil Valentine. Dr. Love, welcome to Magnets, Crystals, Pyramids. I'm going to turn off the AC machine so we have better sound quality. Can you hear me?
Thank you, Brother Hank. It is a pleasure to be here.
Listen to that voice, family. That sound like
I'm banging.
Yo, you sound like Chi Thunder, bro. And I want to thank Don for having me. He called me and said, "Yo, you're talking, but nobody hears you." So thank you, my brother Gemini. You know, he's a colorful Jedi. So put in the chat, folks, what part of the world you're listening from. George, Dr. Love, you got folks listening from everywhere.
I hope so, because I have students in 16 foreign countries.
Wow.
So okay. I'm all over the world myself. I think it's important that people know that we are the global majority.
Oh, whoa. Did you, family, if you understand, can you feel the energy coming from Dr. Love? If you can feel the energy projection through his acoustics, post it in the chat, post it in the comments. All right, Doc, what you got cooking in the lab?
Okay, so number one, we die from heart disease. Number one cause of death.
Get out of here. Say it again, Doc.
We die from heart disease. It's the number one cause of death. Now, there's a ton of us that are health conscious, health aware. We run, we bike, we swim, we skate, we ski, we dance. That's not the reason why we die. We die because we don't have control of our destiny.
Ooh.
That is the real issue.
What you talking about, Wallace?
Now, you have a white man who's got money in the bank, 401k, he's got a college fund, he's got life insurance policy on his whole family. Anything happens to him, everybody's taken care of. But brothers, they're still in the struggle. They're still in survival mode. They don't have big life insurance. They got enough to cover the burial, but nothing left over for the wife and kids.
Yo, most of us in this so-called conscious community are unconscious about burial fees.
Exactly. That is the issue. Okay, we're lacking information on how to prepare. Now, I have always said we are immortal.
Right.
And how can I say that with such certainty? Your DNA came from your mother, from her mother to her mother, back 4 million years. Your DNA has always been alive. Your DNA has never died.
Wow.
So if your DNA has never died, you're an immortal. Act like one. Step into your power. Now, there's some of us who claim to be gods. That's true. But you must claim it every single day. You cannot skip a day of claiming your divinity, because we wake up and then we fall asleep. Then we wake up again and we fall asleep for 3 or 4 years. Then we wake up for 5 years. Then we fall asleep again. So there's this constant, we wake up, look around, go back to sleep. But once you're on the path, then you claim your divinity every day. My eyes are holy. I only see beauty. My ears are holy. I only hear beauty. My lips are holy. I only speak beauty.
Wow.
Okay. So we've got these sensory organs that are connected to the hippocampus through the thalamus, and the center of the thalamus is the pineal. Pineal is the size of a grain of rice. The thalamus is the size of a quarter. You have 2 hemispheres of your brain. The thalamus is dead center between the 2 hemispheres of the brain. Now, what if I told you that the thalamus was Kepera, the scarab? And the hypothalamus is the opened wing scarab, and the thalamus is the closed wing scarab. Now, what does the Kepera do? It brings the sun out every single day. So you are reborn every single day. Now, there's some people who say that we worshiped the sun. That is not true. We worshiped the sun rays. Worship the sun. We worship the rays of the sun. So what we know about Kemet was translated by Wallace Budge and French translators who didn't understand the ancient wisdom. So how are you going to read a book that was mistranslated by people who didn't understand what they were translating?
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. That is so true.
So there's different groups of us in Chicago and LA and Oakland and what have you, arguing over finer points of something that was mistranslated to start with. So as a shaman trained in 3 different traditions, I was able to reread the Book of the Coming Forth by Day, not the Egyptian Book of the Dead, but the Book of the Coming Forth by Day. I have to acknowledge Baba Heru Ankara Samaj from the Shrine of Ptah for being my first teacher.
Man, you know what? You make me want to call him, man. Say, hey, we talking about you, bro. I might do that. I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna mute my phone. I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm gonna call him. We acknowledging you. Go ahead, brother Doc.
And I have to acknowledge my second teacher, Dr. Wolde Kite, who was my mentor and who ordained me as a priest of Imhotep back in 1994. So after I was ordained by Baba Heru in 1987, and I said, I want to learn all about Imhotep. And he said, hey, that's outside my arena. You got to find somebody else who can guide you to Imhotep. And I'm the priest of Imhotep, who's the Egyptian god of medicine, for those who don't know. So I've been doing this work 94, 2004, 2014, 30 years I've been a priest of Imhotep. So now it's time to expand that knowledge. We have a course coming up in January in Jamaica. to become a scribe of Imhotep. 6 days, 5 nights in Jamaica, and we're going to teach you the ways of Imhotep. Now, I started off as a doctor of Chinese medicine, learning acupuncture. And then that led me to Tibet. And Tibet held medical contests in the 9th century AD. Now, Egyptian medicine spread from the Persians to India, from the Greeks to China, from the Romans to Turkey, and from Turkey to Afghanistan to Tibet. So the knowledge of ancient Egyptian medicine spread all over the world. And in the 9th century, Tibet held medical contests and reconglomerated the entirety of Egyptian medicine and brought it back together, that they call the 4 treatises, and we call Tibetan medicine, and I call the only living tradition of Egyptian medicine. And that's what I'm bringing into the world. Now, I'm going to be in Atlanta, August 16th and 17th, teaching Kemetic Qigong.
Doc,
Yes,
Haru
sir.
Ra'ank, Baba Haru Ra'ank Samaj is on the line. I just had to call him. Say hello, Doc.
It's a taboo.
Hatepu, my brother. How are you?
Dr. Lev.
Yes, sir. So I'm giving
Where's
you
Dr.
the
Lev?
accolades.
He is in Florida, and we having a live show. We just want to give you accolades. We appreciate all the work you've done, my brother. Hotep.
Well,
And he's going to be in Atlanta September 13th through the 15th for the Raseki reunion with Sister
Who's going to be
Kachara.
there?
He will be there. I don't know if he knows that he's going to get a special award, a Lifetime Achievement Award. I will be there also. And I'm going to be explaining all about Imhotep. We just had an Imhotep conference. I'm sorry, a Kemetic conference in Miami at the Blue Oasis. Natur Ankh was also there. Brother Kwaku was there. Brother Phil was there. So we and Sister Kajara was there. We brought people from all over the country. The Tamarians from Detroit were there. And Baba Sakar, Baba Patasakar from Boston was there. So we had all the luminaries coming to Miami to share information about ancient Kemet. And
That's
for those
awesome.
of you who don't know, ancient Kemet ended with the Greeks in 330 BC. So when we talk about ancient Egypt, it was over at 330 BC. From then on, it was modern. When the Romans got it, it was modern.
Wow.
But I don't want to go into a history lesson. I want to stay in the spiritual lesson. Now, technically, we have 14 immediate ancestors, 2 parents, 4 grandparents, and 8 great-grandparents. And that is our spirit line. But because some of our immediate ancestors were incarcerated, murdered, drug dealers, disappeared, we can't access the wisdom of those immediate 14 ancestors. So we can go all the way back to the beginning to Asar, Aset, Nebuchadnezzar, Set, and Heru, who is Heru the Elder. And Seb and Nut had 5 children. And from those 5 children, all the ancestors, all of our ancestors, so we go all the way back to the beginning, we cannot make any mistakes. So this is pre-Islam, this is pre-Judaic, and obviously pre-Christian.
So this is
In fact, all of those storybooks came from Kemet.
Wow. Fascinating. Fascinating. So we're in the dark ages right now, in the sense of speaking, Doc.
Unfortunately, we are in the age of degeneration. So there's 2,560 years per cycle. And I also have to acknowledge Baba Patasakur from Boston, who gave me 2 hours of private instruction on the calendrical system. Did you know that we are in year 14 of the new age? The old age ended 13 years ago. We're in year 14. As a matter of fact, the new year starts on July 25th.
Why July 25th? Because you're spinning my wig, man. Well, you know,
it's called the heliacal rising of the new year. The heliacal rising. And that's when the star Sirius appears in the sky. Wow. And our ancestors said we came from a planet revolving around Sirius, which we now know is Sirius B. And the Dogon, who live in Mali today, said they were originally in Kemet, and when the Romans came in, they split and moved to Mali.
Wow.
And they know that they came from Sirius B.
Why would they want to come down here if they're from Sirius B?
I do not know. And the really funny thing is, today I read something that says the DNA guys know that humans were aliens 250,000 years ago.
Oh, wow.
That humans came from somewhere else, that we were the aliens to this planet, which is consistent with what the Dogon said.
Wow. That's powerful.
That's really, really powerful.
So everything we've been taught is a lie.
Everything we've been taught is a lie. And what's more fantastic is they don't even know the truth. They made it up as they went along. And of course, some of us are scholars. There's a lot of Black scholarship in France and England and West Africa and East Africa. There's lots of Black scholars. And we base our logic upon the mistranslations of the Europeans. So we've got to dial it back and start from zero.
Man, I got to give a special acknowledgement to the brother named Terrence Howard. Man, he did a wig spin on social media also that made you say that everything you've been taught is a lie. You know, because my family, man, we grew up being miseducated, thinking we're Jehovah's Witnesses, and so now I realize we're in the Matrix, man. That's a documentary, Doc.
We are in the Matrix too. The first time I saw the Matrix, I got it. And I started talking to people and they didn't get it. I said, sometimes when you're presented with the truth, it goes over your head.
Cognitive dissonance. No, the sky isn't falling.
Exactly. So I want to point out that we are immortal. I want to remind you that you're immortal. Now, why is that important? Because if you don't have children, then your DNA does not continue. So you have to have children, and you have to teach your children the truth. Now, will your children accept the truth from you? Probably not. But if you create the environment, they will discover the truth on their own. Wow. Which is what my parents did for me.
Deep.
So
go ahead.
We can sit in a room and argue about the nature of God, or we can study the creation of God. So that's the decision I made 30 something years ago to study the human body, because this is the creation. And there are people who say, God has a plan for you. God wants this for you. God hates this. Who do you think you are to speak for God?
Yeah.
You can only speak for yourself. So you have to study yourself. And what do the ancients say? Man, know thyself.
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
Physician, heal thyself. And my brother, Phil Valentine, we came up together at the same time.
Yeah.
Know thyself, brother Phil. And more power to brother Phil for putting that information out there.
That's right.
And I followed my track. He followed his track. Queen of Flua followed her track. But we all came out at the same time. All of us were students of Baba Heru and Dr. Wolde Kite.
Special acknowledgement to Baba Walter Kite. I remember he was friends with the chiropractor, Dr. Lorna Barnett. And I remember
he wasn't friends with her. They lived together. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. Well, that's all I knew. You know, I didn't know the details. And I remember he said he's going. There was a problem in India, and he said he was going over there. And
he went
tell us what happened, George.
He went to India under Swami. I can't remember his right name, but he was a yogi from Uganda who had lived in India for 20 years.
I remember that name.
Bobby
Bamba.
Bobby Bamba, right. So Wolde Kite and Lenny Berg went to India. I went to Uganda and lived there for 2 years.
You did?
No, Lenny Berg and Wolde Kite.
And also,
and then Wolde went to India, and Lenny Berg went to Belgium.
Wow.
To bring this message of world peace. That was the whole point. And unfortunately, my mentor, Dr. Kite, contracted some weird kidney infection while he was in India.
Wasn't that at the same time
sent
there
him
was
a plane ticket to fly him back to the United States and get him back on a health regimen.
Yeah, because there was some kind of toxic spill that happened in India. There was a toxic spill. I forgot what it was. Some kind of poison, and I think Dr. Kite went over there to help out or something like that. That's what I remember. So special acknowledgement to Dr. Lorna Barnett,
who was she was very instrumental in educating people and lifting people up. So I've been at this, my brother, 55 years.
Man, you look like you don't look like that. You don't look like that. I'm looking at you right now, and you look like your plane is sitting in the backyard, and you're going to take off flying somewhere. That's what you look like. You look like a pilot right now, brother. Yo, y'all put in the comments. Am I high, or doesn't he look like a Put in the comments if you see the pilot in Dr. Love. Put it, and I'll post it right on the screen. Yeah, man.
Well, I want to invite you to my 75th anniversary, November 14th in Lake Wales, Florida. There's something called the Zen Awakening Festival. It's in Lake Wales. The festival is run by my good brother, Nico Chin, who's a Jamaican brother from California. And this is his 10th anniversary for doing the Zen Awakening Festival. And it's my 75th anniversary. So
I'm inviting
everyone, go to zenawakeningfestival.com to get tickets and come and celebrate with me in Florida.
Wait a second, Doc. How come you sound like your testosterone is rippling through the screen, and the rest of the old folks be sounding like,
Dude, I do 90 minutes of Qigong exercise every single day. Every day, 6 days a week for 40 years. I spend 90 minutes of exercise.
Damn.
Okay? And this is the reason why I have the activity level. This is why my wife is 30 years younger than me. This is why I can roll like this, because I do Qigong.
Whoa.
And I'm going to introduce everyone to Kemetic Qigong that we're going to be doing in Atlanta the 16th and 17th. And for those of you who know Netter Ankh, who is taken 300 people through Kemetic yoga, he's certified personally. 300 people in Kemetic yoga. And because of our relationship, he is now turning on all of the basus, the Egyptian yoga instructors. He's turning them all on to Kemetic Qigong.
All right, Doc. Listen, you and your Barry White voice, you got to tell these folks over 25, why do men start sounding like squeaky queeled up? You know, what happens to their balls or their kidneys? What's going on that you sound like Barry White at 75 and everybody else is, give me some oil?
Okay, so your voice comes from the air that your diaphragm pushes out of your lungs, which vibrates past your vocal cords.
Wow.
If your diaphragm is weak and the column of air is weaker, and you kind of sound like this, and your voice sound like But if you do breathing exercises, and the first exercise I teach you is the lion breath, and then I teach you the cleansing breath, then I teach you the healing breath. So I teach every one of my students 3 different breathing exercises the first 2 weeks. And then I teach you how to move energy through the lymphatic system. Then I teach you the dance of immortality, how to connect heaven to earth through your heart. That's what I'm leading to, is we don't have to die from heart disease if we connect heaven to earth through the heart. That is your destiny. That is your immortality.
That's deep, Doc. I'm glad you're speaking on these principles of the heart, because we got heart problems in America. Tell us what's up with all this heart conditions in America.
Okay, so I'm going to segue to high blood pressure, and then I'm going to come back to the heart. Now, when you go to a regular doctor, they take your blood pressure in your elbow, and based upon that one reading, they put you on medication for the rest of your life. One time. Now, the textbook says 3 times in a 24-hour period, completely prone, but they usually do you sitting up. Then you do the average of the 3 blood pressures. Nobody does that, but that's the textbook.
I didn't know that.
What we do that's different is we test the wrist, which is the extremities. We want the heart to go all the way to the extremities. Why would you do it at the elbow? And then we test it in the ankles. And then we compare all 4 blood pressures, and we find out which one is out of balance. And that blood is not going back to the heart. And that's the one we work on.
Wow.
So heart disease is not the heart going out. It's the lack of blood flow back to the heart.
Wow.
That is the issue. Now, I'm sitting in a chair. You're sitting in a chair. I sit in a chair 3-4 hours a day. The average person is sitting in a chair 7 or 8 hours a day.
Damn.
Now, we go back 120 years. Do we sit in chairs? No, we was working our toenails off. We were labor intensive. We had to be in order to survive. We were labor intensive. So that meant the heart was always working. And then the blood came back to the heart. But if you're sitting like this, or sitting like this, or sitting like this, guess what's not happening? The blood's not getting back to the heart.
Wow.
Now, when you're sitting like this, or you're sitting like this, are you happy with yourself? Is that a comfortable position to be in? Because I sit like this most of the time. And anybody who knows me real well, it's like he's always sitting up straight. I never see Dr. Love slouching because I want to make sure the blood gets back. So I'm clear about what my destiny, I'm in control of my destiny. There's a poem, I think it was by James Weldon Johnson, Out of the Night That Covers Me, black as pitch from pole to pole, I think wherever God's may be for my unconquerable soul. And it goes on and on and on. But that was the one thing we had to learn while we were pledging Q Psi Phi. But I'm sure all the fraternities had some aspirational, inspirational poem that kept them going in spite of racist America that tried to suppress us. So when you feel like you're in control of your destiny, you're not going to die of a heart attack. You're not even going to get heart disease because you have a reason to live.
Whoa.
Down your whole life, and your wife doesn't support you emotionally, or you're a drinker or a drug addict and you're not supporting your wife emotionally. And then I tell you, if you do Qigong with me, I can add 20 healthy, productive years to your life. And you know, Dr. Love, I don't want to live 20 more years. I'm ready to die. My life is hard enough and I got no money, Dr. Love.
Whoa. You heard that before?
Oh, all the time. People don't want to live because they're not in control of their destiny. And then they get high blood pressure and then they have a heart attack or they die from congestive heart disease. And what's really bad is that the women are coming up. Women are getting more heart disease than men right now.
No,
women are suffering from heart disease.
What is that all about?
Because the men are not supporting the women. So the whole point of our existence is to reproduce ourselves. That means you have children. And in the African tradition, the firstborn son takes care of the mom in her old age, and the last-born daughter takes care of the father in his old age. Wow. That's the African way. But Africans don't even do that anymore. And we don't even know better. So everything we were taught is a lie. And what we do know that is right, we can't even explain it.
Wow.
And that's why you have to come to the temple, to the shrine of Ptah Sekhmet Imhotep. And we're going to start online in February. But right now, the shrine is in Florida. And we're going to start the online shrine in February. And you can come to our weekly services online.
You know what you just had me remember? Special acknowledgement to Sheikh Sufi. He shared with me, Doc, that the language in Senegal, Wolof, is an ancient Egyptian dialect. And this was discovered by the French.
Sheikh Anta Diop was a linguist and a historian, educated at the Sorbonne in Paris, France. And he's the one who traced the Wolof language back to Kemet.
Whoa. Whoa. Powerful. Because I've actually heard some priests say, in other systems. Oh, ancient Kemet, that's a dead language. Yeah, I actually heard him say that.
Brother, let me start. The Romans conquer Kemet. Kush Kerma, that we call Nubia, had its own culture. Romans did business with Kush Kerma. Then the Romans discovered the Horn of Africa, which at the time was Ethiopia. They called it Abyssinia. And the Romans made an executive decision. It is better to do business with the Abyssinians because they had access to the Arabian Sea, to Sri Lanka, and Indonesia. So the Romans made that decision. They stopped doing business with Kush Kerma. Kush Kerma decides to attack Ethiopia. Bad move. 30-year war. 30 years. They lose. The Ethiopians swoop in, knock down the temples, and pour salt into the farmland. So Kush Kerma cannot even grow any crops. So they pick up and move to Lake Chad, which is the nearest body of water, which is about a 2-week walk. So they get to Lake Chad, they resettle there. 300 years later, a group of Nubians who are part of the Kemetic culture relocate to Nak, Nigeria, that had a small iron smelting business. And the Kush Kerma people were expert iron smelters. Wow. So they moved into Nigeria. And there's a whole tradition in Nigeria that claims Kemet as their source. Another group moved into Mali, and a third group moved to the Senegambia River. Now, they all claim a historical verbal lineage to Kemet. And of course, the Europeans were like, oh, there's no proof. There's just your word against. But the Muslims in the 14th to 15th century wrote their own histories that said there were 3 great Sudanic empires. Now, Sudan in Arabic means black.
Wow.
Sudan means black. So the Muslims verified that the Sudanese left and moved to Nigeria, Mali, and Senegambia.
Wow. Oh, this is great stuff, man.
So we moved to West Africa. Now, the Kemites say we want to be reborn in the West. So Kemites moved into India, and there's a whole connection. Dr. Muada Ashby's written multiple books on the subject. So there's a connection between Ethiopia and India, and information traveled both ways. And those people adopted Kemetic ways in India. Now, there's another group that went to China, and Chinese medicine, as we track it back, is Egyptian medicine. So China, Mongolia, Tibet. China, Mongolia, Tibet. That is the same. So as the colonial powers took us from West Africa to the Caribbean, and then when the British terminated the slave trade in 1834 or 1820, whatever year it was, they started importing Hindus. So for 65 years, they bring Hindus into the Caribbean. And then after that, they start bringing Chinese into the Caribbean. So the Caribbean people are an African Hindu Chinese mix, all with cultural ties to Kemet.
That's deep. Listen, I gotta get me some water while you talking, because you spinning my chakras right now. Family, y'all got to get yourselves some cups of water. So, Doc, I'm going to step off while you having this breakdown.
Okay.
So, but I got to get hydrated so I can keep up. Be right back.
Okay. So I want to shout out to the Washita Wellness Center and to brother Dr. Sirius B. Thanks for tuning in. So for my money, the Carib Indians with a K, Carib Indians, are the ancient Kemites reborn in the West. And that's why there's so many of us in the US who are vibrating to the Kemetic frequency. Now, Kemet lasted for 3,500 years. Rome only lasted for 700 years. Spain, 500 years. England and France, 500 years. Their empires are done. 3,500 to 500. So there was the origin from Ethiopia, which is up south because the Nile flows down north. Now that's counterintuitive. Up south, down north. It's the only river that flows that way. So the culture pre-dynastic, before the first dynasty, is clearly Ethiopian. And of course, as the Sahara Desert slowly dried up over 2,000 years, it was not instantaneous, and it was not 25,000 years ago. It was a very slow drying period over 2,000 years. So as the waters receded, people migrated to the Nile Valley and then mixed in with the Kemites that were already there. Now, Kemet exists 50 miles on each side of the Nile. So it's very narrow. It's only 100 and something miles wide, but it's 3,000 miles long. Now, for those of you who don't know history and geography, there's something called the Congo River Basin, which starts in the Congo and goes all the way around to Namibia. Okay, that's the Congo River Basin. And the Congo River is the deepest river in the world.
Special acknowledgement to Simeon Toko, latest Christ born in the Congo.
So as they traded by canoe or boat or however they traded from the Congo River Basin to Lake Tanganyika is only 75 miles. That's 3 days walk. So they can get out of their canoe and walk 3 days and be in Lake Tanganyika, which leads to Lake Victoria, which is the origin of the Nile. And Mary Leakey found a human skull in Lake Victoria, 1.2 million years old. Now, Homo sapiens sapiens in our current form goes back to 200,000 years old. So there's humans, 1.2 million, but Homo sapiens sapiens is 0.2 or 200,000 years. So once you jump in the Nile River from Lake Victoria, what they call the White Nile, 5 days, you're in Khartoum, which is where the Blue Nile from Ethiopia and the White Nile from Uganda mix in Khartoum to become the Nile.
Wow.
I wish I had a PowerPoint with pictures, because when you see the two rivers become into one, it will blow your mind. We've got to go to Khartoum. That is where the Nubians are, the people who originated the culture of Kemet before the first dynasty.
Wow. This is you dropping some amazing insights, bro. Thank you. So what you got cooking, Doc? I know you're doing some classes. What's going on?
So if you go to lovechigong.com, you can join my daily class.
Hold on, let me put that banner up. Hold on, make a banner. Love, Love, Qigong. Lovechig.com.
Lovechigong.com. QIGONG.
Oh, QI.
QI.
All right, Love Chi Kung, KUNG.
GONG.
Oh,
It's counterintuitive. It's
got
totally
it, got it,
counterintuitive.
got it. Lovechigong.com. And this is morning classes?
This is the daily class. This is Monday through Friday. So you take a shower every day. You brush your teeth every day. You comb your hair every day. If you have locks, you're going to put oil in your hair. So the issue is you take care of the outside. What do you do for your inside? What do you do to clean your blood? What do you do to clean your breath? What do you do to clean your muscles, your bones, and your tendons? Nothing. I'll go to the gym. Yeah, explain to me physiologically what that does. Now, I downloaded the American Council of Sports Medicine Handbook. It's 200 pages. It is the gold standard for exercise in this country. And I went through it page by page by page, and I'm like, this is bogus. My Qigong manual, which is only 130 pages, has more information, more usable information than the American Council of Sports Medicine. And I'll tell you why. Because each movement is connected to a muscle, each movement is connected to a meridian, each meridian is connected to an organ, an emotion, and an artery. So each movement is connected to every part of the body. Now, when you learn some of the Qigong movements that I'm going to teach you, you're going to say, gee, doc, that looks like African dance. And I'm going to like, why, yes, you're right. So I went to African dance teachers and tried to explain to them the anatomy and physiology of their dance. And they looked at me like I had three heads. They were not interested in learning the medical benefits of their culture. They just wanted to perform. So I was like, whoa, they're not ready. They're not ready. So I'm here to help those who are ready, who want to live to 100. My mother lived to be 100 years, 8 months, and 14 days.
God bless your mama.
Start doing Qigong until she was 95.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And at 95, she was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer. And they wanted to do a double mastectomy on a 95-year-old woman. And you can imagine how upset I was and how I wanted to go at the doctor and the surgeon. My mother said, calm down, son. I got this. So my mother told the doctor, I came in with 2, I'm leaving with 2. So my sister and I put together a whole program for mom. A year later, they went for the PET scan and they said non-detectable at 95. I posted on Facebook and Instagram the program that my mother had done to reverse her triple negative breast cancer. Not one Black person asked me for the formula. White women did, but not one Black person.
Why is that, Doc? What's going on? Yeah, because you know what? I'm glad you brought this up, because I hear people saying, oh, melanin does this, and oh, melanin does that. But how come, if melanin is such a powerful such a powerful chemical, how come there's so many folks acting like they don't have melanin and supposedly be melanin rich. What's up with that, Doc? I'm putting you on the spot.
Okay, so let me break this down. White people are born with the same amount of melanin that we have, but they have an antibody that kills the melanin before it hits the skin, which proves that they are mutants. White people are a mutation from 22,000 years ago during the last ice age.
Now, if they're mutants, how come they're on top of everything? And what happened to the melanin rich folks?
Okay, I'm glad you asked me that question.
Now, I'm going to ask it, man, because
I'm
it's like
glad
if
you
you
asked that question.
you'll be like,
Do
oh,
mutants do better than either one of the originals? Why, yes, they do. But the problem is the mutants cannot always reproduce.
well, what about the Puerto Ricans and the Mexicans and the Guatemalans? Because they popping them like popcorn nowadays, and the Chinese are popping them like popcorn. What is we got mutant mania going on? What's happening?
Okay, so allow me to explain, and this comes from my man Neil deGrasse Tyson. Okay, he says that there was a split between the continents. They don't know exactly when the split happened. They are guessing it was 50,000 years ago. They're guessing. Now, the DNA of Australia can be traced to Africa 60,000 BC. The DNA of India can be traced to Africa 60,000 BC. The Andaman Islands off the coast of India can be traced to Africa 16,000 BC. And the DNA of Mayans, or I don't want to use the word Mayans, the people who live in Central and South America, their DNA can be traced to Africa 15,000 BC. So clearly, everybody's related to African. But if you take a population of people and you isolate them and then they inbreed, they produce a hybrid. And therein lies the problem, because your culture may not support your lifestyle. Now, I don't want to get into a whole thing on recent European history, meaning 6,000 years to the present. I don't want to do that because that's going to be a time suck. I want us to understand that we are immortal, and it doesn't matter what they do. It only matters what we do.
Okay.
Now, our current problem is our mindset. Our mental image should be the nature of divine with spiritually evolving training. MINDSET. Mental image, nature divine, spiritually evolving training. So we have to be trained to spiritually evolve. We're not going to evolve physically, but we are going to evolve spiritually. And we have to go back to the beginning, which is why we start with Kemet. So if you want to elevate yourself, you have to go back to Kemet. You have to start with Kemet and then rewind. Okay. So Jews are self-hating. Gay people are self-hating. Black folks are self-hating. Now, I get into arguments all the time. And I say, if you know that smoking is disruptive to the function of your lungs, so you can't purify your blood, are you trying to kill yourself? Or is that self-hate? If you know that eating fried foods changes the molecular structure of the white blood cells that make your immune system, and you continue to eat French fries, fried chicken, fried fish, fried bacon, fried burgers, are you self-hating, or you just, I like the way it tastes?
Wow, this is deep. I just had a conversation, Doc, with a brother, a really righteous brother, and he was talking about how at the some of his family members eat 3 meals a day, and he just said that they just like go into a state of non-awareness, and they're just like shoveling the food down their throats 3 times a day. And he's looking at them. He's like, "What?
Mhm.
There's a problem here."
Yes. So I got to point out you misspelled chi. It's QI, not
Oh,
CHI.
okay, hold on. I'll straighten that out right now. And thank you for bringing that to my awareness.
And you might as well put my website in.
Yeah. Love Gong
QI.
QI, right?
QI.
All right. And what's your website?
DRQILOVE.com.
All right. Let's save that. Check it for me again. Make sure I'm on it. Here it comes. Oh, Doc, where'd you go? All right, Doc disappeared for a second. That's his website. We're going to hold for him because you're having these electronic problems in I don't know, they spoke about it earlier today in the news. I don't know if that impacted Dr. Love. We wait for him to come back. Oh, the thing that he was talking about made me also think about the heart. The latest device I've created, family, is to magnetize the heart. There's a stack of them, and I want to thank everyone who's waiting for theirs. Take note of the shape. This is the same shape as uh, structured water, melanin, alkalinity, and this device is also with pyramids, orgone pyramids, coated with 24 karat gold. This magnetizes the heart muscle and the blood going through the heart. Okay, here he is. We're coming back. Man, you're back.
And I'm back.
Yeah, what
I was
happened,
trying to
man?
get into the comment section and it wanted me to sign in.
Oh, we can see comments.
Oh, we can? Okay.
Yeah, I can see comments. There's somebody said, I've been posting the comments.
Oh, you okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I've been posting them as you continued. And you were saying before you beamed off the show, you was talking about the Dr. Key Love. Oh, we was checking to make sure everything I typed in was correct.
Right.
Website and your daily class. Special acknowledgement to Wayne Chandler, Master Wayne Chandler. My brother,
Ancient future. Yeah.
Ancient future. Doc,
Right.
have you ever tell us if you ever experienced like Wayne Chandler getting hit or fell off a bicycle or a moving car, or or just tripping up on your sneaker strings? What have you noticed the benefits from doing qigong and your bone density, brother?
I train with a wooden sword. I train with Chinese mace. Do I have them? I think I have them here.
Chinese mace.
Yeah. So this weighs 3 pounds, but obviously it's weighted at one end.
And that looked like a bowling pin.
It does look like a bowling pin.
And what does that do, Doc?
This strengthens the shoulder joint.
Interesting.
And if you go to the gym on a regular, you're more likely to tear something in here.
Yeah.
So when you're doing weightlifting, you're more likely to tear something in your shoulder. You've heard of the ACL tear or the
I have
ACL,
heard of that. Yes.
and that's from improperly lifting weights. But what I teach is the rotational joint movement. And by teaching the rotational joint, you don't get any injuries.
Wow.
So that's the medical qigong. We prevent injuries, and that's why I was saying the American Council of Sports Medicine isn't really up on the stuff that's going to help you.
Man, I've actually had encounters with people with torn the tendons and ligaments of the shoulders and in the gym, and it's not nice. It's not a
It's
beautiful
not
experience.
pretty. It's
It ain't
definitely
pretty
not
at
pretty.
all, man.
And then they stop training because they tore something. But
Yeah.
if they learn qigong, they learn how to rotate so there's no impingement on one particular area. So you're not going to tear something. And if you did, I teach you 3 different ways to heal it, either with magnets, I have acupuncture patches, and I have stick-on thumbtacks. So I have 1 millimeter acupuncture thumbtacks that I can put on, and they'll stay on for 3 or 4 days. It's
That
amazing the tech
is
that I have to help people self-heal. You
that is
don't even have to
amazing.
come to my office. I can counsel you online and mail you the magnets and the patches, and then we can do a Zoom call, and I'll tell you how to repair all your musculoskeletal issues,
Doc,
especially
this is
main.
powerful. While you had skipped out, I was just showing the audience. I don't know if I showed this to you. This is the latest magnet to wear over the heart.
Ooh,
Let me flip it so you can see it a little
that's a
bit.
magnet?
Yeah, this is a magnet disc Uncle Henky made. And
Ooh,
yeah, I gotta hook you up with one because this is gonna be your birthday gift, Doc.
that's going to be my birthday gift.
This is gonna be one. I'm gonna make one for you for your birthday. 75 years young, neodymium, 6-sided, but it's inside of.
Oh, snap. I see it. I see it.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that lapis in there?
yes, that's lapis, carnelian, and turquoise. When I finish it,
I
it's
love
going to be
it.
turquoise.
I love it. I love it.
It's
Thank
Kemetic.
you,
It's the
brother.
Kemetic recipe.
That's it.
Turquoise, carnelian, lapis, and gold.
You red dragon.
I'm gonna hook you up. This is Big Brother, Dr. Love, coming back. Because you started talking about the heart. The heart. And this is crucial information about the heart, bro. Because our folks are heartbroken.
We are heartbroken, but I'm here to help you heal your heart, and qigong is where you start. So the heart is not a pump. The heart is a valve.
What?
So when you breathe in, the lungs fill with air, the oxygenated blood goes into the heart. Now, it's like a waterfall. It hits the bottom and then it bounces right out. So the blood goes in and bounces right out. And then it goes to what we call the aortic arch. And then it goes up to the carotid. Now, the carotid is behind this muscle group. Okay, you see that muscle right there?
Yeah.
That is called the SCM, or the sternocleidomastoid muscle. That protects the carotid artery, the carotid gland, the thyroid, and the parathyroid. So this one muscle protects all of that. So if you're confused, if you're short-term, depressed, disappointed, pluck your neck. Go pluck yourself. That's what you have to do. You got to pluck yourself.
pluck yourself so you don't off yourself.
Plucking, keep your head on a swivel and pluck yourself. And that increases blood flow to the brain. Now, I ask anytime I get a nurse or a doctor in my office, I ask them, how does the blood get from your heart to your brain? They go like deer in the headlights. There's arteries and there's the pump. And I'm like, through your neck. But what do we do? What do we do? So we've got this movement. I call it the turtleneck. Some people call it the texting neck. So you legit break the flow of blood to your brain.
Wow.
You disturb that flow. So you've always got to sink your shoulders, elongate the neck, tuck the chin in, and elevate the head. That is normal posture. But for us, we're like this. So you're deliberately, unconsciously cutting off blood flow to your own brain.
Wow. So what did the doctor say when you said about the pumping and they just
they go blank. They go absolutely blank because they forgot about the SCM. They forgot about the carotid artery. They passed the test to get the license, but they don't use the knowledge.
Wow.
And that's why we cannot trust the medical system.
Look, man, we got to be careful because YouTube is a beep, 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 beep. Go ahead.
So I don't even know where to start with this.
Go ahead.
Grandma goes to the hospital for a routine checkup and dies. Uncle Fred goes for a routine checkup and dies.
Yeah.
Did they deliberately kill him, or did he die from exposure to bacteria, virus, fungus, and parasites?
Oh, hospital-borne infections.
Hospital-borne infection. Now think about this. You got 500 sick people in one building.
Wow.
And they're all...
Yo, that
doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. Put them in separate buildings.
Yo, Doc, I used to work at the chief medical examiners in Manhattan on 30th and 1st Avenue. And I had a crazy coworker, and we worked underneath the morgue. I mean, underneath the dead bodies. And he would walk around barefoot. And, with gravity and infections, yo, he didn't last long, man. He checked out from some strange infection years ago. So what you just said about an orgy of infectious bacteria and viruses, that's something that we don't think about often.
Right.
Wow. Who's 11-4-49?
That's me.
Oh, wow. I was born in 58. So you're 11 years ahead of me. Yeah, blessed be. I got to hook you up, man. I got to hook you up. Oh, wait a second. Somebody typed in 11-5-48, red rhythmic dragon. What does that mean?
That means that person is a red rhythmic dragon according to Mayan cosmology.
Well, Mayan, so that includes you too, right?
Yeah.
Because that's one day off of yours.
Right.
No, 1 year. 1 year. That's 48. You was born 49. Would that be still? Would you still be a red rhythmic dragon?
Well, I put in the correct so that she will be able to let me know.
Oh, okay. This is fantastic. Kafunya, where are you? She was going to make an announcement. You know Kafunya.
I do know Kafunya.
Yeah. Let me call Kafunya, tell her come on in here. Hold on a second, Doc. You're looking great, bro. And the voice tone, you should be in there with the stylistics or the temptations, or with the dells or the.
When I was
Come on in, Cafonia, hurry up before we.
Okay. I will.
Doc is waiting on you. All right. Yeah. You would be with
Delphonics.
Delphonics.
When I was 23, 24, I wanted to be a Delphonic, but
wow.
I wasn't cool enough back then.
Wow. That's my favorite music, man. I listen while I'm creating to the Dells, Pandora Station. I listen to Teddy Pendergrass Station. I listen to another station I would listen to is the Cadillacs. I like the doo-wop, man. What is it about that doo-wop music, Doc, that's so healing?
Okay, so toning and chanting opens your heart. So the ah sound opens your heart.
Ooh.
The o sound opens your diaphragm. The ooh opens up the sea of blood. M opens up the pineal, and N opens up the pituitary.
Whoa! So that's why we like listening to it.
Exactly.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. Nobody's spoken about that. Why do we like
about the toning or the chanting? Amen Ra Sutanedra. Aten Re Nebenong. Amen Ra Sutanedra. Aten Re Nebenong. Amen Ra Sutanedra. Aten Re Nebenong. Have you had Sister Kajara on your show?
No, but I did. You just made me think of Abu Khafra.
Abu Khafra has made his transition.
Yes, he has.
From the Temple of the White and Gold Lotus.
Yes.
And he and I were very close at the beginning and at the end. So 3 months before he made his transition, he and I were talking just about every day. And he was a mathematician and a musician and Bagua. He was a bad brother.
Special acknowledgement, Abu Khafra.
Brother Khafra. He died from sugar addiction.
What?
He died from sugar addiction.
Yo,
we went out
crazy.
to lunch, and my man put 10 packets of sugar in his iced tea.
I didn't know that.
And one brother cannot criticize another brother. We do not judge and we do not criticize. And I was like, wow, 10 packets. He said, yep. So, okay. I'm not going to give my brother a lecture about sugar as highly intelligent as he was.
Wow.
I cannot rescue someone who's on that path. He had his woman with him. She didn't put 10 sugars in her iced tea.
Wow.
So he's with his woman. I can't say a word.
I got another question. What birds am I hearing in your tropical cave, man? What, those are parrots?
That's an Indian ringneck parrot, and it's beautiful. It's sky blue with a black collar.
Man, he's making some beautiful sounds. When you started singing, he started singing.
Yeah, he's kind of partial to the sound of my voice.
Dr. Love, family, welcome Cafunia, Ife, to Magnets, Crystals, Pyramids. Cafunia, you got to turn on your mic.
Yourself.
The sounds that you were making, well, first and foremost.
Wait. Turn down your volume, Cafunia.
Oh, okay. How about now?
Turn it down some more.
Now?
George, Doc, tell us when her voice tone is normal.
Amun Ra Sutinedra. Atin Re Nebenank. Amun Ra Sutinedra. Atin Re Nebenank. Amun Ra Sutinedra. Atin Re Nebenank. Amun Ra Sutinedra. Atin Re Nebenank.
Did you unlock it?
Okay. Talk to us, Kafunya. What's cooking? What's shaking? What's baking? Welcome to
Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank you for inviting me to Dr. George Love. I don't know much about him.
He's a genius.
Well, yeah, especially with the word sound power. I love that because I felt it as he was doing it. And it kind of remind me of like when Evan does his didgeridoo sound of the, it's not the didgeridoo, but the adaki is the indigenous name. And you could just feel like what you were doing. You know, I like it. I don't like it. I love it. I think it's beautiful.
Yo, your voice sound like thunder, Doc. It's like
Huh?
his voice, Kafunya. If you listen to his voice, he sounds
Yes,
like
I am. And where are you located, Dr. George Love?
I'm in Boca Raton, Florida, South Florida, about an hour north of Miami.
Wow, that's beautiful. So you're taking in all of the sun vibrations that is causing the shift on the planet.
I'm taking it all in. The wind, Shu and Tef Newt, the wind and the moisture, and Ra, the rays of the sun. And I'm mixing it all together till I
Wow.
divine with the one.
Doc, do you remember Sue here?
Sue here, the name sounds familiar.
Sue here, Black Eagle. She was part of the
Get my
Kemetic circles
headphones.
up here. Sister Newt. You know, there was a big tribe at one time up here. I'm just giving her a pre-happy birthday because she's comes under the sign of Leo, and she'll be hitting 70 in August. So yeah, we've come several times around the sun. So this is great, man.
Do you want to put my Cash App up there in case
Heck
somebody
yeah, man. So they can donate.
donation?
Tell me
Yes.
what your Cash App is.
It's $.
Hold on a second. Let me put it in here because we got space. $. Let me find the $. Go ahead.
DOC
$. DOC
LOVE
LOVE
49.
49. Okay, so I put in front of that Cash App. Donations.
So if
Let me make sure this is right. Tell me if it's right. Save.
Okay.
Oh, there it is coming up. Cash App donations. Tell me if that's correct.
That's correct.
Awesome. So Kofunya, turn down your volume a little bit. Push the volume down.
It's all the way down.
Girl, okay. Just back out your chair a little bit because you're gonna make my whole computer vibrate right off the table.
So is it? I was looking for my headphones and they must be upstairs. So is that low enough?
Yeah, that's good. Just talk softer.
Yeah. So Dr. George Love, since I'm not really familiar with the works that you do, only partially, like a minute, because with that whole vocal thing, that was wonderful. So what are some of the tools that you're bringing to the family to help us in this transition as the shift is happening on the planet?
Well, I started working at Lincoln Hospital in the Bronx. Some of you know who Mutulu Shakur is. He was Tupac's stepdad. And Mutulu started the Black Acupuncture Advisory Board of North America back in 1976. I went to acupuncture school in 1979. And in 1981, I graduated. I went to Lincoln Hospital, and Mutulu Shakur had started Lincoln Detox. There was a group of Black and Puerto Rican activists that took over the nurses' wing at Lincoln Hospital to force the city of New York to confront the crack infestation in the South Bronx. And they wanted a drug treatment center, and Mayor John Lindsay allowed that to happen. And Tulu Shakur was instrumental in getting that off the ground. Unfortunately, the FBI accused him of some nonsense. These two guys, the weathermen, robbed a bank in upstate New York, and they got killed in the getaway, and they found a piece of paper with Mutulu Shakur's phone number on it, which should automatically make you suspicious. So they came and they tried to arrest him. They shut down the clinic, and I show up 30 days after that happened. So I step into an empty clinic. There's nobody there. So I'm thinking I'm the first Black acupuncturist in New York. And then one by one, all these brothers come out of the woodwork to tell me that the FBI seized all the files, arrested everybody they could. And they said, you better watch out. And I said, well, the FBI can come get me if they want. I had that much self-confidence. And I started a cable TV show, a Manhattan cable TV show. And I had a radio show on WNWK. And I blew up in New York, 81, 82, 83, as the first Black acupuncturist. Not the first, but I blew up as the largest holistic center in New York. And then I met John Harris, who had Harlem Radio, WHUR, Harlem Health Radio at City College. And he had me on as a frequent guest. And then Lloyd Strayhorn put me on WBLS. So little by little by little, I blew up doing ear acupuncture and Qigong in New York. And then in 1991, 10 years after I started, I relocated to Florida, and I've been in Florida ever since. So the medical Qigong, the ear acupuncture, the acupuncture, and in 1994, I was ordained as a priest of Imhotep, which is the Egyptian god of medicine. And I've been focused on bringing that to awareness as many people. I've now got 12 Qigong masters underneath me. So I'm now a grand master in medical Qigong in the world. And then recently, Brother Netter Ankh of the Egyptian Yoga Society has now brought me on board to teach Kemetic Qigong to the Egyptian yoga community. We're having our kickoff event in Atlanta, August 16 and 17. So if you DM me at drchilove.com, there's a place to put in to get on the email list. I'll send you all the details for that event.
I just have to step away. Somebody just rung my bell. I'll be right back, and I have another question for Dr. Love.
Okay.
Yo, Doc,
So,
you're rocking the show, brother. Go ahead.
I want to shout out Sister Jara in Atlanta for starting Kemetic Reiki 11 years ago. And she was the first one to push out Kemetic Reiki. And Qigong also is Egyptian Reiki. So she and I connected, and she's written multiple books. All her books are fabulous. And she's having her 3rd annual Raseki reunion in Atlanta, September 13th through the 15th. I will be one of the featured speakers at her event.
I had her on Blog Talk. We got to have her on this YouTube channel. So when we get a chance, I want you to pass the contact information.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
This is living legacies, definitely.
Absolutely. So I want to shout out to Brother Hunk, who is like the connector for all these fabulous people. And you know, we're all trying to uplift the community, and you're bringing us all on one at a time, and that's fabulous.
Give thanks.
So I want to give thanks and praise to you, my brother, for having this platform where we can reach. I've got people in the UK following me. I've got Nubians following me. I've got Black yogis in California following me. And it's only because of you.
Yo, I want to have you on a monthly basis, bro, because you are such a library of information, and I'm sitting here like, wow. I mean, it reminds me, you're like a 3D version of Amazing Stories. Remember when Amazing Stories series? Well, you're like a personification of Amazing Stories, and I was like, wow, we need to get a dose of this Get High on a monthly basis, bro.
Okay.
So check out your schedule, and because we did mention this when we had Diana Farr on. Special acknowledgement to Diana Farr.
Right. We did the kidneys with Diana Farr, right?
Yeah, that was the springboard. And I said, oh, we got to have you come back again and again. And the audience was like, Dr. Love, Dr. Love, Dr. Love, because they want to know about kidneys. They want to be like you. I want to be like you when I grow up, be sounding like Barry White and Marvin Lewis from the Dells and Teddy Pendergrass doing Qigong, you know? Yeah, we want to sound like that. We don't want to sound like Bugs Bunny when we hit 70. We want to sound like yeah, baby, what it is. You got a minute to listen? Because that's the way you sounded, man. Sound like you're gonna bust a few bars on a microphone, you know.
Well, I'm too old to rap and I can't sing, but open your heart.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, viva poetry, viva poetry. All right. Yeah, see, Watch It Y'all Wellness Center said a storehouse of info. Yep, that's who you are, man.
Thank you.
We ain't gonna wait on Kafunya. Listen, y'all, we just want to say real quick, because Kafunya is
well, let's take some questions from the
audience. Yeah, let's do that. Friday night. Audience, ask some questions. That's a good idea, Doc. Good idea. Oh, somebody's putting in there. Never too old, Dr. Love. Never too old. Shoot. Dr. Sabi was impregnating in his 80s, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So if you got any questions for Dr. Love, please post in the comments. I got a question. What's your favorite herbal tea?
It would have to be Roselle, sorrel tea, not the iced drink, but the actual flower. Pour hot water over it, let it soak. That would be my favorite herbal tea.
Wow. How long you let it soak?
About 5 minutes.
Interesting.
And my second favorite is Blue Lotus tea. Yes. Yes.
I got a big bag. Oh, what you got there? Tell us what you got there.
This is my own blend of Blue Lotus. So I soak the flowers, and I sell little 1 ounce things for $25. So if anybody's interested in getting Blue Lotus,
yo, tell us more about Blue Lotus, Doc, because I got a big bag.
Okay, so it is a mild euphoric. It's one flower is like smoking a joint from back in the day.
Wow.
And of course, it's legal. So the ancient Kemites, when the sun went down, they would sip blue lotus tea. No ceremony would take place without blue lotus. And there's blue lotus wine, which they soaked in wine for 3 days. And there's tea, which they drank, just the dried flowers. And they drank that every night at sunset. So, so the sorrel tea at sunset, and the blue lotus tea after dinner. And the blue lotus tea just kind of like calms your spirit. So, hard days work, there's a lot of with the family, and everybody's drinking blue lotus. Everybody's got that chill factor. So if you got a big bag of flowers, make yourself put 2 flowers in a big cup, like 8 ounces of hot water, let it steep, and then sip on it till it's gone.
I got a question about that blue lotus. Does it work better with wine? Does it work better with blackberry brandy? I want to know, because I heard if you put it in some wine or blackberry brandy, it's on and popping, man.
Okay, so what I would do is I'd put it in blackberry brandy for 3 days. And if I put it in wine, I would just put it in wine for maybe 3 hours.
You just gave that's a hot recipe, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Ooh, brother Life. Who are Life? Is there a recommended location? Yes, the recommended location is Boca Raton, Florida. So we didn't put my phone number in there. We just
hold on. I can put your phone number in.
Put my phone number in there.
Yeah, hold on a second.
I want you to actually call me. I want you to text me. So, brother, who are Life?
All right, what's your digits?
Come to Florida for 2 weeks. I can give you private instructions, sunrise qigong, meditation, raw foods, weight training, chi fitness. Yeah, for 2 weeks with me in Florida. So text me. My phone number is 561 502 6200.
Gong, we got to have the gathering of the healers at Nicholas, man.
Where?
At Nicholas, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn?
Well, until we do, we got them right here.
Is the sun?
I know, but live and in person is like, wow.
Is the sun shining in Brooklyn?
Yeah, up until about October.
Are there palm trees in Brooklyn?
Oh boy, here we go. So we got to make a trip down to Florida now.
Come on now.
Wow.
Come on, California. Don't know anybody to be in a cold.
Yeah.
Yo, thanks for that recipe. Family, you heard it straight from Dr. Love. How to inebriate, activate, elevate blue lotus by placing it in some blackberry brandy for 3 days and let it soak and then sip and then feel the ancient future bliss. Dr. Bashara, giving you a shout out.
I see him.
Hey, Dr. Bashara.
Yeah.
He says hotel.
I got some info for you, Bashara. So hit me up, because I have the online school, and I've got information about the mitochondria actually being chi, and that the mesocolon is actually the triple heater. So how to activate that in your practice. And for those of you who actually want to come to see me, I created a massage table that's oval with 4 subwoofers in it. So when you lay on the table, the whole table vibrates when you're getting acupuncture.
What? I'm coming. We gotta go.
Pun intended.
I put a 30-pound heavy blanket on you, and I put pins behind your ears and pins behind your ankles. Dude, you will never be the same again. You will never go to anybody else for acupuncture after you get that treatment from me.
Wow. Hey, man, this sounds like you might have a campsite outside your house, man, of all your patients that you turned out between the Blue Lotus brandy and the vibrating massage table, man. You might have a cult following, Doc.
Well,
I
after
can only
75
imagine.
years, I have to transmit the information to someone because I
I can
only
imagine
got
what your
25.
wife is saying to them. You gotta go home. You gotta go home. Who's all those people outside on the lawn with tents and sleeping bags in lotus position?
We got it. We got it. We got it.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Any more questions? Because we've been on now for 2 hours and it's been fun.
Does he have a website, Unc?
It's in the ticker tape below.
Oh, okay. I see it. Okay. Remember, I came in like right in time, so I didn't get a chance to see
Oh,
everything.
yeah. And we've just been upgrading it as we've been going along. So, Doc, when will you be back? You want to do this near the next full moon?
Oh, yeah. Let's do that the next full moon.
Yeah, because this is close to the full moon now.
Let's tie that in. Yeah.
Oh, Unc.
Yeah.
Can we announce what we're doing at Nicholas on the 28th?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to put up the picture. Hold on, Doc.
Yeah.
Let me
put
just
up the flyer.
Put up the flyer because that's why I wanted Kafunya to put up. Talk to us, Kafunya.
Yes. So on July 28th, all the way from Spain, our beloved brother who came to the planet via Jamaica in the Caribbean, is now doing big things over in Europe in Spain. And he's going to be gracing the shores of Brooklyn on July 28th. And there's something that you don't want to miss at all. Please, family, we are asking you to come and not only support what he's doing, but support what Nicholas Brooklyn is doing. I mean, they've been in business for 50 years, helping people with their internships, helping people with their entrepreneurship, and also creating wonderful relationships within the community. And we are also celebrating the 50 years. So, family, and there is going to be some unique artisans in the building. We're going to have the best food for a live body in the building, and the tickets are not, everybody can afford this particular event. Plus, we're doing a live sound bath meditation before Evan comes in and does his wonderful workshop that he's doing. And that's on July 28th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Youth 17 and under are free. Do you have the live video where you could see him?
Hold on a second. Let me see. I think I put it up here. Hold on. Let me find it.
Yeah. So, I mean, come and meet somebody that you can actually talk with and speak with, because I know we like to circulate our money amongst celebrities and everything, but it's it's okay to do that, but we have to balance it out. And in order for us to bring these top name people like Riza Islam, like Wesley Muhammad, like Dr. Wayne Chandler, and Nkaru from Brazil, we need, no, we want your support. We want your support. We want your support. So July 28th is the place to be at Nicholas, Brooklyn. And if you're interested in vending, you can call 718-858-4400. And Nicholas, Brooklyn is located at 1396 Fulton Street, Brooklyn, New York. We want your support, and we want to show that New York tri-state love, that Brooklyn tri-state area love. So tickets are $25 on Eventbrite, and just come through. Come through and invest. It's an investment in yourself. Thank you, Unc Rising. And oh, shout out to all of the people who have been supporting what we do at Nicholas, Brooklyn, and also to Monique, who's keeping up the tradition of bringing phenomenal guests to show people how they can elevate themselves, especially in the times that we're living in. Family, do not be distracted. Like Dr. Love was showing us how to do different vocal tones and everything like that. We have to put on our full armor. Our full armor. Don't play with this. Don't be the person who is locked outside of the boat. You know? Okay.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Somebody asked a question. How did I get started doing medical qigong? I was doing Tai Chi. I was doing Tai Chi in Central Park, and Master Dalu, and he says, I'm doing Tai Chi at the UN. So I went to the UN. I got in the wrong elevator, and I run into the Dalai Lama. And I'm like, and he said, you have questions, my son. This is 1978. Who knows who the Dalai Lama is in 1978? So I'm stumbling. I don't know what to say. And so he said, would you like to learn how to change 3 lifetimes of karma in 30 days? And I was like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted to learn. I get my notebook, and I'm waiting for a whole spiritual prescription. He said, be good, be kind, become passionate. And I heard become passionate. So for the next 30 days, I was good and kind to everyone because I wanted to change my karma. Because, growing up in America, sometimes you get bad karma. You make bad karma. So then I went to hear him speak in person. And then I heard him say, be good, be kind, be compassionate. So at the end of the program, I went to see him and to get the autograph. And I said, can you explain what is compassion? And he said, compassion is not lending your friend $500. Compassion is not lending your car. Compassion is not letting your friend move into your apartment. Compassion is standing in your power while you hold the hand of your friend who's going through hard times. And I was like, whoa. And he said, you must live a life of compassion. And I was like, okay, I work on Wall Street. I'm a commodities broker. How do I do that? And he said, let me introduce you to my personal physician, Dr. Yeshi Dandin. So I go hear Dr. Yeshi Dandin speak at NYU Medical School, and he treated 5 people with incurable cancer with just acupuncture.
What?
And I was like, okay, then that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I was off and running. So
Wow.
that's how that started.
That's amazing.
That's how I got started.
Wow.
And I never looked back. I never thought about it. I never questioned it. I never second guessed it. I never analyzed it. I just said, change your karma, change your life, be good, be kind, be compassionate, help people. Yeah, let's do that. Let's cure cancer.
I love what you said about having certain boundaries in place. Like, you know, I like the way you said that. Being compassionate doesn't mean you're going to move in somebody's house or lend them $5,000 or what have you. That's very important, because a lot of people feel that because you're in spirituality, you should be poor. You
Ooh.
should just give your gifts away.
No.
You know what? That needs to be addressed. Who started that? That you have to be bust ass broke to be enlightened. Who started
Exactly.
I don't know, but we should find them and lock them in the closet.
Yeah. It's like folks think it's culturally correct to be bust ass broke. What's up with that?
Yeah,
I guess because you don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're definitely not supposed to be broke if you're on a spiritual path. You cannot be a philanthropist and be broke. You cannot fill from an empty cup. Okay?
I love it.
So your cup must be full so that you can fill other people's cup.
I love that. I love that you're saying that, because it's very, very important. Because for me, as a Rastafari, and coming into knowledge, I always thought I had that mindset, and then I said, "Hey, wait a minute now. This doesn't seem right. I paid for college. I paid for all of my modalities within healing and wellness, and I'm going to be afraid to charge. Mm-mm. Spirit, cut that out of my consciousness quick."
Well, coming back to, let's do Evan
That's a
Worldman's
pertinent.
video,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna close out because I'm tired of sitting here for 2 hours. I gotta move.
Oh,
Well, there it is.
Okay.
Doc, it was a pleasure. See you next full moon. So listen, family, we're going to have Dr. Love on every round about the full moon. And Kafunya, when's the full moon? I think it's Saturday, right?
yes, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's the full moon.
So
Yes.
right around the full moon time, Doc, we're going to do the shows.
Okay.
Thanks again, Kafunya. Thank you. And you, the listening audience, thank you. Have a good weekend.